I told you guys. I told you as soon as I shut it off. As soon as I shut it off, Judy texted me. Courtroom's filling up. Oh, geez, oh, flip. My computer's still wonky, but it's better. There's no sound yet. And they may just be sending Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I'm gonna cry. I am going to cry. I hate this day. I hate today. I hate it. I hate today. Can you hear me? I thought I paused it when the judge was talking. I guess I didn't. Or it backed itself up.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. I forgot about that.
Okay, here's. I'm going to. I'm going to kick back and rest.
Court calls the case of People versus Linda Stermer.
You guys hear it?
Counselor are present. Ms. Stermer's present. I've been advised by the jury that they've reached a verdict. Please remain silent. And also, the jury has indicated a desire to leave immediately after their verdict, so we'll all wait in the courtroom, give them 5 minutes to clear out of here. The record should reflect we only had one question from the jury, which was a request for exhibit log. Everybody agreed to provide that to them. And other than that, anything else, counsel, before we bring in the jury?
No, Your Honor. Oh, I do believe there was maybe a potential question where they asked if they could open a piece of physical evidence.
Oh, I forgot about that.
But I believe that,
Right.
I think that was the only other thing.
Okay, yeah, thank you, I forgot about that one. Anything else then, before we bring in the jury? No, we'll bring in the jury for verdict. Okay, jury, I am advised that you have reached a verdict, and the clerk of the court will now accept the verdict. We'll have the foreperson please rise.
Has the jury agreed upon a verdict?
Yes, we have.
What is your verdict, please?
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of first-degree premeditated murder. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of first-degree felony murder.
Members of the jury, listen to your verdict as recorded. In regards to count 1, guilty of first-degree premeditated murder. Count 2, guilty of first-degree felony murder. Is this the verdict of the foreperson?
Yes, it is.
Is this the verdict of the jury?
Yes, it is.
Okay, you can have a seat, sir. We're going to poll the jury now.
If you could pass the microphone to juror in seat number 1, please. Juror in seat number 1, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 2, is this your verdict?
Yes, it is.
Juror in seat number 3, is this your verdict?
Yes, it is.
Juror in seat number 4, is this your verdict?
Yes, it is.
Juror in seat number 6, is this your verdict?
Yes, it is.
Juror in seat number 15, is this your verdict?
Yes, it is.
Juror in seat number 14, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 13, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 12, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 11, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 10, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Juror in seat number 8, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Thank you. Counsel, if you can approach to review the verdict form, please.
That one sitting next to
Does this comport with the verdict we just received in open court?
Trevor or Trent. I get them mixed up. I think that's the wife of
I've now received the verdict and confirmed that
One of
it
the boys.
comports with the verdict received in open court and confirmed by polling. So verdict having
It's her
been
girls
received,
are on her
and
side.
thank you for your service. This was a very significant and time-consuming case. We were worried we would not get a jury to stay through it all and work through it all, and it was a lot of work. I've never had a jury ask as many questions as you did. So on behalf of all of us here, I want to thank you for a job well done as far as listening to the evidence and paying attention to everything, taking the serious time to deliberate the case as well. So thank you, and we're going to have everyone here wait in the courtroom a bit. I'm told the jurors want to get out of here and go, so we'll stay in the courtroom and give you guys the space to get out of the building. And thank you. And you're done.
I figured that was going to happen. Yep, I figured. Because, like I said earlier, I think that juries feel like,
Okay, counsel will need to schedule a sentencing date.
oh, I've gotten so used to them doing sentencing right away. Well, I guess we don't get to know when sentencing is. That's loud. I think juries tend to think that circumstantial evidence is always adds up. And I don't necessarily. There's no proof. I don't know how she set the fire. I don't know how she did it without getting any gas on herself. He didn't have a lot of gasoline on himself. He wasn't drenched in it. He had a very tiny amount. So, there are 12 people here. Where were you guys all day? Well, thank God, because today has been a mess. Today I have had tech issues from hell. Absolute hell. Oh, now they're leaving. Okay, bye. Tech issues from hell today. Oh my God. And it hasn't been all StreamYard. It's been me. It's been my computer. It's this keyboard, I swear. Now it's just my OGs. Okay. I got a new keyboard because I don't know, I must be hard on space bars. I know when you said goodbye to me a while ago, I was like, oh, Jill's still here. Because I hadn't heard from you in so long. I thought you left. um, my space bar is going out on my laptop. So I must be hard on space bars. Because it started going out on my old keyboard. So I got a new keyboard. And I wanted one that was backlit. So I love my keyboard. It's very nice shade of purple. It's very pretty. I love it. Except for one thing. You can't see the writing on the keys. And I am for the most part a touch typist. So I don't really need it. Except for like symbols and numbers. So occasionally I will hit a symbol or something and it will do some weird thing on my screen and I don't know how to get it to undo it. And if I lay something on it and it hits a button and I screw something up, then I don't know how to undo it. So, but what happened today, I think was something, I don't know what I did. I did something with the mouse and I was trying to scroll and it was changing the size of everything on the screen. And I was like, oh my God, what did I do? And I couldn't fix it. I had to ask for help. So just because helped me fix it, but then I couldn't get anything back right with StreamYard. My chat was that big and I couldn't do anything with it. But I got StreamYard fixed back. So it's normal size again. But now when I go to YouTube, all my thumbnails are super small. But I mean that's not a big deal. I can still see what I'm looking at. So, but I don't know what my mouse went haywire today. So I'm not a boomer. I'm a Gen Xer. So I do remember life before computers, but I did grow up learning how to use. I'm the generation that didn't have them and then had them. So I know I've grown up learning how to use them. I'm not as good as the people that have always had them, but I know things. Unlike my husband, he's actually only 4 years older than me, but knows nothing about computers. So he thinks I'm like this computer whiz, but I'm not. As evidence today, with all the. I still don't know how to show a video that I've downloaded without the sound being crap either. That happened today. So then I had to go find it on YouTube to play it through YouTube so the sound was better. So yeah, today has been crap. Today has been total crap, but we got a guilty verdict, which I would have hung the jury if I'd been on it, but not that I don't think she probably did it, because I do think she probably did it, but I don't know for sure. So if I don't know for sure, I'm not going to send somebody to prison. Prove to me she said it. Don't just prove to me she filled a gas can. Prove to me she set a fire, and then I'll find her guilty. But that's my opinion. Okay, so I'm going to take the weekend off. I don't know if I am going to go play a video game. I don't know if I'm going to go fly around on my broom in the Highlands of Scotland at Hogwarts. Or, yeah, that's why I didn't see the date, because Court TV just cut the feed. Or if I'm going to play a Lego game and beat the crap out of stuff, because that always makes me feel better. I do. I have faith. This is what I always, well, except one case. I always say, when I'm on the fence like that, I always say I have faith in what the jury decided and let it go. And don't worry about it anymore. The only case that I have felt differently about has been Ashley Benefield, because I think she honestly acted in self-defense. I don't think that they should have taken into account all of the bad, and it was bad behavior. She wanted to have her kid all to herself, and I think they put too much emphasis on the bad behavior, because if you look at her case, I know some of you guys weren't with me when I did the Ashley Benefield trial, but if you look at her case without all of the previous behavior of her wanting him not to have access to their child, and just look at the stalking behavior that he did to her, and then look at it as self-defense, you would say it was self-defense. So that's why I have a problem with the verdict in her case, because I really think she was in fear for her life at the time. And if they find Karen Reed guilty, I'm going to have a problem with that as well. But other than that, I've always, if I've disagreed, I've always said, like with the Colin Griffith case, I was glad that they found him not guilty, but I said with that one, whatever the jury decides, if they decide he's guilty, then I'll be good with that. I'll leave that up to the jury. But if I was on the jury, I would have to say not guilty in his case. So yeah, I agree with you, Jelly Bean. I have faith in the jury, but I am glad I wasn't on it. So yeah, I'll let this one go. So, and also, the way I look at it is that people adapt, and there are some people who adapt very well to prison. And when people think about the kind of people that end up in prison, they're manipulative, backstabbing people that know how to get their own way. They adapt, and they still have a life. The person that they killed don't have a life anymore. They get visits with their loved ones. They get to write letters and get letters, and they get what I didn't know this until the Sarah Boone trial. They get tablets. They get to read books. They get to watch TV. They have a life. It's not the life that we have, but they have life and they adapt. And I don't want to be in prison. I don't wish that on anybody. But I'm not saying it's a good life, but it's still a life. And they adapt. I'm probably not expressing that well. But I'm just saying that they'll adapt, and at first it's going to be really hard, but then it becomes, oh, thank you, Judy. But it'll become their way of life. I'm probably not expressing myself well. I'm not saying prison is fun. I'm just saying that it'll become their norm eventually. But the person that they killed doesn't get a life. She'll still get to see her daughters. Her daughters will still come visit her. She's already lost her sons, whether she's in or out. So, and in all reality, she probably did do it. I wouldn't feel comfortable if I was on the jury sending her to prison when I don't know for a fact that she set the fire. So, and especially I know this wasn't a capital case, but if it was a death penalty case, I definitely could not say guilty if I didn't know for sure. Absolutely, there's no way. So, but that's just my views on it and my opinions on it, and you might completely disagree with me, and that's your right to disagree. Yeah, but she was in Club Fed. She was in a federal prison. But yeah, it becomes their new normal. And like I said, people like that are manipulative and, they know how to manipulate to get their way, so they adapt to do that, you know? That's the way I look at it. I don't know. I've never been in jail. I don't ever want to be in jail. You know, like Biggin said something, I think it was last night. It made a lot of sense to me. These people, when they get on body cam that we watch, when they get arrested, they're like, oh, I have asthma, or I have claustrophobia, or, you know, whatever. And, you know, Biggin's like, well, I have asthma. And what was the other thing he said he had? I don't remember what it was. But he's like, I make sure that I don't ever do something that's going to get me pepper sprayed because I know I have asthma. So don't do something that's going to get yourself in that position. And I'm like, you know, I was thinking, yeah, I am extremely, extremely claustrophobic. I have to be put under anesthesia to get an MRI. That's how claustrophobic I am. I'm not going to do anything that's going to put me in a jail cell. Even like one of the ones we watched last night, the girl was in the like I would be fine in the backseat of a patrol car. But that the van ones where they're in the back compartment of the van where there's like just the like screened in window between you and the driver and they're like in the closed in back part, I would go ballistic. Yes. Yes. She did try to run him over, but that's not what killed him. The van didn't kill him. The fire killed him. And there's no proof that she set the fire. He could have set the fire because the house they lived in before burnt down. Or the fire could have started accidentally because it was never got its final inspection. Well, they used to give me extra medicine, but what did they give me from that one MRI? I can't remember if it was Ativan, Xanax. It was one of those. And I fell asleep, but MRIs are really loud. So every time the loud came back, every time the noise started again, it would wake me up and I would jerk. So they still didn't get a good picture. So after that one, they just started putting me to sleep. So, but no, valid point. Absolutely valid point. Thank you for being here, by the way. But absolutely valid point because I was saying that too. I said that through the whole trial, almost to the very end. I was like, but she tried to run him over with the van. She absolutely tried to run him over with the van. And then I realized, but wait, the van is not what killed him. But I did say they should have charged her with attempted murder. Now, had they charged her with attempted murder, I would have said guilty. But they didn't charge her with attempted murder. I would have said attempted murder for trying to run him over with the van. I mean, I do think, see, here's the thing. I do think that she did try to do it, but there's no proof. Like, there's no proof who set the fire. There's no proof if it was an accidental fire. There's no proof that he didn't do it. Or, you know, like, there's no proof. And I just don't feel comfortable saying guilty if there's no actual proof that she set the fire. But like I said, that's just my opinion. So that's just me. However, had I been in the jury room with 11 other people, they might have dissuaded me. I don't know. I've been on a jury one time. my dad was a highway patrolman. What is WWMT? My dad was a highway patrolman, and the one jury I got called to sit on, it was his employee that had stopped a drunk driver. So I stood up and I was like, I can't be on this jury. Can you imagine me being on the jury of my dad's employee? That would not have gone over well in my house. She's cold-blooded. Yeah, and she did talk too much. She did. Um, yeah. And the one thing that, well, not the one thing, a lot of things she did really bothered me. One of the things she did that bothered me was the thing she did with her friend, about the money. But I mean, now that was also her friend's bad, because I didn't even understand it. I'm not good about financial things anyway. But um that that loan thing, why would you do that? Like, why would you have a loan taken out in your name and then expect somebody else to pay it? Yeah, that was crazy. That was super crazy. But also, why would you want to get with a woman that was stalking you, that you didn't want to have anything to do with because she was married, but then she stalks you and then you get with her? I mean, like, both of them, you, you got to kind of wonder about them too. Like, what were they thinking? Because, like, at that point in the trial, I was like, you guys, that's not about her friend. Like, that's not smart. Don't ever do that. Like, don't let somebody take out a loan in your name and expect them to pay it back, because that's not good financial that's not a good financial practice. Like, just don't. But and she, like, I get that her friend was mad, but to end up, like, she's got a criminal record now, because technically what she did was assault. Like, if you back somebody in a corner and, like, you're so um threatening to them that they fear, like, they feel it, like they're in danger, that's assault. You don't have to hit anybody or put any you don't have to put hands on them or anything for them to feel threatened. That's a definition of assault. So she ended up with a criminal record, because I don't blame her. I would have been mad too, but you don't you don't corner somebody and yell at them like that. I learned that the hard way when I was an RN. I was a charge nurse one night, and two of my nursing assistants, one wasn't doing anything, but the other one, um, it was dinner time, and she was taking residents into the dining room. She was pushing the wheelchairs in there, and every time she went in there, she was yelling at the other nursing assistant for no reason. And I went in there and I guess maybe that's technically battery. I just patted her on the shoulder. And I was like, "What's going on? What's the matter?" She called the cops on me. They didn't charge me, but I had to, like, sign my side of the story and all that stuff, and cuz the cop was like, "Technically that's assault." And I was like, "What?" I was in my 20s. I had to learn the hard way. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I feel really, really bad for her kids. And her daughters that are taking her side, they're saying that he did stuff to them and that he was abusive and stuff, and I just don't see it. I've not heard anyone say anything that makes me believe that he did that. He took her nephew in when he was 2 years old and raised the girls like his own too, and I just don't see that at all. I don't see that at all. So, yeah. And she wouldn't even let the boys say goodbye to him that day. At the very least, if I knew I was going to do what she did, I would have at least let the boys say goodbye. If I was going to pretend like all of this was just an accidental thing, I would have at least let them say goodbye. So, yeah. Like I said, I do think she did it. I just don't think I would have voted guilty because I don't there was no direct connection. There was no absolute proof. Now I think the thing about, oh well, he could have got the gas from the boat, I think that was BS. Because there's no way. And also, well, he could have got gas on his clothes from the clothes that Mike Matheny put on him. I don't think that's how he got the gas on his clothes either. He could have got fuel oil from the line, like when he was bleeding the line, but they said he had gas on his clothes, not fuel oil. So there's a lot of questions, though, and that's reasonable doubt. So that's why I said I would have to vote not guilty, because there's too many questions. They just needed to connect more of the dots for me. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's what I'm wondering too. That's what I'm wondering. Is that why she wouldn't let them say goodbye? That's what I think. But I don't know. See, there's a lot of questions, and that's why. I'm just glad I wasn't on the jury. Cuz I don't know what I would have done if I had been on the jury. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it. Um but I needed more. I just needed more, I think. But that's just me. I don't want to I wouldn't want to send somebody to prison without absolute knowing for sure. And I think my sticking point was the fact that they had lived in a house before that burned down. I think that was the thing. I think that was the thing that keeps, and it was introduced at trial. If it hadn't been introduced at trial, I might have thought about this completely differently. But I think the thing that keeps sticking with me is that they had another house that burnt down. So in my head, it could have been, and Todd worked on that house too. So in my head, they didn't prove to me enough that she started the fire. So I don't know. But I'm not disappointed with the verdict because, like I said, I do feel like she did it. I just don't know for 100% sure that she did it. So I know that's wishy-washy, but I wasn't on the jury, so I can be wishy-washy. But thank you very much. It's nice to meet you. And if you're interested in the Karen Reed case at all, and I am very biased in that, so you might not want to watch it with me. We're going to be doing that. It's supposed to start Tuesday. If they get the last jury pick, they want 16, Judy, right? And they have 15 right now. So, oh, well, thank you. I was afraid I scared you off. Karen Reed trial is supposed to start Tuesday, and I watched the first trial, so I have an absolutely definite opinion. I think she's innocent. I think that something happened in the house. I'm not sure what, but I think something happened in the house, and instead of manning up and calling 911, I don't know if it was an accident. I don't think they meant for him to die. I don't know if it was a fight. I don't know if it was an accident. I don't know what happened, but I think something happened in the house, and that they, for whatever reason, decided to pin it on Karen. That's what I think. Yeah, that's what I think. Yep. Absolutely. Yep. So we will be watching that next week. So if you would like to watch with us, that would be very nice. Okay, guys, my husband's home from work and I'm going to go eat dinner. Thank you guys for showing back up for verdict. I knew as soon as I quit live streaming there'd be a verdict. That is how the day has gone today. It has been such a weird day for me. Oh, thank you so much, Ken. It has been great having you here. Okay, I will see you guys on Monday. Hopefully they'll get that last juror picked and we will be... Oh, thank you so much. Hopefully they'll get that last juror picked and we will be ready to go on Tuesday. So I will see you then. Bye, guys. Be kind to people. Love your family. And Jesus loves you. Bye.